What if I told you a $6 million Chinese AI startup just shook up the whole AI game? Today, we're getting into one of the craziest stories in tech right now. How this small Chinese AI company called DeepSeek is changing things up and taking on the big players in Silicon Valley.
DeepSeek is really making them question that narrative.
The release of DeepSeek AI from a Chinese company should be a wake-up call.
Okay, let's get into it. For ages now, the AI scene has mostly been ruled by a few big names: OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Anthropic. These folks have been throwing a ton of money at building massive, super complex AI models.
GPT maker OpenAI Sam Altman has shot down a $97 billion offer by Elon Musk,
Thinking that bigger is always the way to go. They've been stuck on this idea that if you want better AI, you gotta spend more. And they've built their whole businesses around it. But guess what? That idea might not hold up anymore. Enter DeepSeek, a new Chinese AI startup that just shook things up. Their latest models, DeepSeek V3 and DeepSeek R1, are not only keeping up with OpenAI's GPT-4 and Google's Gemini, but they're doing it way cheaper. DeepSeek's rapid adoption by major Chinese tech companies, including Huawei and Alibaba, underscores its influence in the AI sector.
Looking at DeepSeek and they're saying, oh my gosh, here is a company who has found a way to make pretty high quality AI.
These collaborations highlight the company's role in reducing reliance on advanced US hardware and promoting the capabilities of China's domestic AI infrastructure. Let's check this out more closely. What really makes DeepSeek a game changer isn't just the cheap price. It's how they've managed to be super efficient and open source at the same time. Unlike OpenAI and Google, which keep their stuff locked up tight, DeepSeek has made their tech available to everyone. This is a big deal because now startups, solo researchers, and smaller groups can use DeepSeek's models without having to spend a ton of cash. It's like opening the door to AI for everyone, which could totally shake things up. Picture a world where top-notch AI isn't just in the hands of a few big companies, but is up for grabs for anyone with a cool idea and a laptop. That's the vision DeepSeek is working toward.
This morning. It's called DeepSeek, and yesterday it became the most downloaded free app in the US on Apple's App Store.
DeepSeek has got a pretty cool way of doing things. Instead of using one big model that tries to do it all, they've got what's called Mixture of Experts, or MOE, which is like a squad of experts working together. This makes everything run smoother and saves some bucks too. Plus, they threw in a new trick called Multi-Head Latent Attention, or MLA, that boosts efficiency even more. And get this, they only spent $5 million to train their models. That's nothing compared to the hundreds of millions or even billions that giants like OpenAI, Google, and Meta have shelled out. But hold up, it gets wilder. DeepSeek didn't just match OpenAI, they totally outdid them. Their DeepSeek R1 model, made for reasoning tasks, has proven to crush OpenAI's top models in stuff like math, coding, and general knowledge. And get this, it costs 90 to 95% less to keep it running. Oh, and did I mention it's open source? Yeah, DeepSeek is practically giving away this cutting-edge AI for free. It's a big-time challenge to the monopolies that OpenAI and Google have had over the AI scene. It's like they showed up to the poker game, threw their cards on the table, and were like, what do you got? First up, the stock market took a hit. When DeepSeek dropped its new models, the Nasdaq, which is all about tech stocks, fell about 3%, its biggest drop in 2 years. What's the deal? Investors are starting to realize that the future of AI might not need all that crazy energy and pricey hardware they've been banking on. Companies like NVIDIA, which have been riding the AI wave with their fancy GPUs, lost over $600 billion in market value. DeepSeek's success is making the whole industry rethink things, moving away from just throwing money at power and focusing more on being efficient and accessible. But there's way more at stake than just the stock market here. DeepSeek is shaking up the whole idea of American capitalism. The US economy has gotten super dependent on big tech, with its growth and stability linked to winners like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft. Everyone's been talking about how great the US economy is. mostly because of skyrocketing stock prices, a lot of which is riding the AI wave. But DeepSeek is blowing that whole idea apart. They're showing that you don't need to throw billions around or have the latest NVIDIA gear to make real AI progress.
NVIDIA is once again the talk of the day. It's the stock of the day. It's now down more than 6%.
Which reveals some serious cracks in the U.S. economic system. DeepSeek is shaking things up by challenging three big ideas behind American capitalism: protecting monopolies, having laws that keep competition down, and wasting money. First off, U.S. tech giants usually do well by locking their products behind monopolistic walls. They lean on patents, secret models, and tight licensing to keep their cash flow steady for a select few investors and execs. But DeepSeek is flipping the script by making its AI model open source, letting developers everywhere jump in and enhance the tech. This totally goes against the usual U.S. way of hoarding innovation just to make a buck. Plus, the U.S. legal system is set up to protect these big companies. Patent lawyers at top tech firms are super important because they work to keep competitors from copying or improving their tech. But DeepSeek is shaking things up by making its AI open source, which gets around all that legal stuff and helps create a more competitive market. Okay, let's talk about inefficiency. U.S. tech companies are famous for hiring way more people than they actually need, blowing cash like there's no tomorrow, and wasting resources left and right. But DeepSeek has shown that you can create awesome AI without breaking the bank, proving you don't need to shell out billions to make cool tech. So let's now talk about the geopolitical side of things. DeepSeek is making waves right when the U.S.-China trade tensions are a big deal. The U.S. has slapped some trade restrictions on AI chips to slow down China's tech growth. But guess what? DeepSeek has shown that these restrictions aren't really stopping anyone. By building its models with affordable, homegrown chips, DeepSeek proved that AI can do just fine without U.S. tech. This kind of undermines the whole reason for trade wars and protectionist moves, and it really makes you think about what's next for U.S. economic strategy. Some people think DeepSeek's timing is a bit too perfect. Dropping its AI model right now seems sketchy, and it's got people wondering if the Chinese government is playing a strategic game to shake up U.S. economic confidence and show off China's tech chops. It's clear now that AI isn't just a Western thing anymore. China's jumping in and showing that anyone can be a player in the AI game. But hold up, we're not done yet. DeepSeek's win is a reality check for anyone in AI development. You don't need to be a big company with a ton of money to come up with awesome ideas. Some of the coolest innovations actually come from smaller, quick-thinking businesses that are willing to think